Tony Bucks, Temaboxeo with another video. This video is gonna be about Canelo's move to the 200s. 200, let me say that again. 200 Cruiserweight division. Damn. The boy is chasing greatness, man. And the crazy thing is, like, people actually believe, a lot of fans and a lot of boxing insiders, writers or whatever, trainers, a lot of them are acting like it's gonna be an easy fight. Like they have Canelo at they hold him to such a high standard. Like they believe he's gonna beat this WBC champ Mukumbo or whatever his name is. You feel me? Like, I no one really knows the cruiserweight division. It's not as famous, but he's gonna get some fame now. Like, it is what it is. Because Canelo's gonna go up there and make some noise. So a lot of people are criticizing it. A lot of people are criticizing the move, thinking it's an easy move. But I'm like, what? Y'all crazy, man. Like, that's I did not expect that. But I mean, I've been knowing that the boy, be sparring heavyweights. So if you spar heavyweights on the regular, a cruiserweight, you can make easy work. Cause they say that, Eddie Reynoso even said that he busts up some heavyweights. So imagine what he would do to a cruiserweight. But what I understand is, like, people be like, oh well, he's ducking Charlo, he's ducking Benavidez. Really? How? Like, Charlo's 160. If he didn't fight him at 160 for whatever reason, I don't know. Like, I would have liked to seen that fight, but for whatever reason it didn't happen. That's on their teams. Like, I'm just a fan. I'm a watch regardless who he fights, but he's not fighting no, like, regular fighters like these other cats, like the Charlos, like the Andrades. That's why I don't understand. You might be able to say, oh yeah, some might not be able to get certain fights they want, but I mean, if they can't get those fights, they need to do the they need to think outside of the box and go after, like, crazy fights. So if you can't get a fight at 160, go fight a champ at 168, or fight the undisputed under your weight. They're not doing none of that. The only one I see doing that is the pound for pound fighter, Canelo. Like, so how can you hate, bro? You know what I mean? Like, how can you hate on someone that's chasing greatness? Oh, he's cherry picking the belt at cruiserweight. How do you cherry pick a more dangerous fighter by being in like physical, being bigger than you, being stronger? It's just taller. It's just like, I don't get it. Like, it's like if he were to move the heavyweight, oh, like, oh, he's cherry picking. Like, damn, bro. Like, I don't know. The ones that throw me off is the boxing people, like the coaches and all that. Like, cause Canelo he is a great, but still, like, he's human. I don't care what anybody says. We human. It only takes one punch. So how you gonna just act like he's gonna run through the guy? Even if he will, like, it's still dangerous ass fight. Like, I seen the top cruiserweights. Nah, that's scary. They like, whoa. I don't really remember the names. I just seen, like the top 10 or the top 5, like best, and they all have pop. Obviously, they're they're pretty much heavyweights, but slimmed down to cruiserweight because they weigh 200 plus. You feel me? Like, so it's like the one I seen when the guy started really knocking guys out was from the Mukongo or whatever his name is, the guy that might face Canelo, the WBC champ. He has pop. He has pop, and like the number one guy there too. I don't remember his name, but the guys have pop, and they're knocking guys out. Their size and their weight, if not heavier. But I mean, they hold Canelo at such a high place that they feel like he's gonna obliterate him. But it's like we still gotta see if it's gonna get made and see what happens. Like Eddie says, that Canelo has the power. You know what I mean? But we still have to see. They're slower, obviously. I'll give him that for sure. But they're still physically stronger for sure. Like the edge is on Canelo off speed. You can't really say power because those guys are gonna have power as well. But that move really surprised me because I did not expect that. I was assuming he was gonna fight the either. I was thinking like he might go to 175, try to fight for a belt, which I think he's still gonna do. And a lot. I see a lot that people believe he's gonna go up to cruiserweight just to get experience with the bigger guys, and then just go to 175 and try to do what he did at 68, be undisputed. And if he pulls that off, bro, that would be crazy. But a lot of people are not gonna like it because they're gonna feel salty because for a bunch of reasons. For the fact that Canelo got popped for clenbuterol, which is not a steroid. But I mean, I don't know. That's just how the rules go. And you got caught, like you're gonna be tainted. You're gonna be tainted for the rest of your career. But I mean that's at the high level, at the highest level. So like you can say whatever, but I mean, I don't know. I believe like somehow at the highest level in the pros, it's just I don't know. I don't know what type of, because you still gotta go out there and fight. So even if you take steroids or whatever the hell, like you still gotta go out there and try to win. Not just because you take a steroid or whatever, that's gonna make you win. Nah, like you still gotta go out there and put in work. But and I believe like cheaters should be banned from the sport. But I mean, who am I to say whatever? So it is what it is. People hate. It wasn't even a steroid. It was. I don't even know what clenbuterol is. Like they say it's a fat burner, which is probably to. They say he said that it was in the meat in the tacos or whatever that he ate. I mean, Mexico does have that problem. So as an athlete, like you should just be careful. But they cleared him off that, so I don't want to hear none of that. But they try to question him, and just people that don't like him, Mexicans, non-Mexicans, whatever, they hold that against him. Like oh well, he's probably on the meat, like he's taking something, that's why he's going up, that's why he's knocking guys out. But that's only Canelo's been knocking guys out, and right now he's in his prime. Before he was knocking guys out, and he wasn't even in his prime, like from 22 to now. So he didn't knock some guys out, but you're not gonna knock everybody out. Like even Triple G, when he stepped his game up, his level, he didn't even knock the boy Canelo down once. He did get him a couple times in their two fights. He got him a couple times, but it didn't phase him because, if I can remember correctly, he did not go down una vez, bro. So where was his crazy power? Like Triple G's cool, but I didn't like the fact, like a lot of boxers, man. A lot of boxers, like they say it's all about the fans or whatever. They try to appeal to a certain fan base. Like, bro, get your own fans. Stop trying to get money off a certain fan base, like us Mexicans that us support our fighters. And a lot of fighters, like, you can tell, like, that, I mean, every boxer's gonna welcome the love from the fans. But there's some fighters that are arrogant, and some, mostly, at least me and my people that are a lot of fans, we watch boxing a lot. So when we see someone like trying to rock something Mexican or whatever just to try to get our money, man, we see through that. Like, that's not cool, bruh. You know what I mean? It might be your idea or not, but nah, I wouldn't rock with that. Like, stop trying to think you're gonna get our money, because you ain't gonna get our money, man. Especially if you talk shit, like, to our fighters, especially, that wouldn't rock with that. So, like, that's another thing, but whatever. I'll make a video on that some other time or whatever, but anyway, back to the cruiserweight move from the pound for pound, man. If so, I guess that I think he's from Congo or whatever. The Mukunga. I might be saying it wrong. I didn't look up the name again or whatnot before I made this video. I just start recording that. It is what it is. However it comes out, I'm uploading. I don't care. Feel me? If you like it or not, cool. You ain't gotta watch it. But I seen on this page that I like to read and shit. There's this other fighter, supposedly, because what I had heard, he had the Congolese dude, the WBC champ, that he had a fight lined up, and like they were gonna fight. They were gonna fight, but now the opportunity of a lifetime came knocking at your door. What would you do? Of course, I'm gonna take that lotto, bruh. What you mean? Screw this guy that I was supposed to gonna fight. As long as you didn't have nothing signed or whatever, and even though, like, you might get sued or whatever, but I'm still risking it to get these M's for sure. So he has every right, if he had a fight lined up, to get out of that and go after the lotto. Hell yeah. If you're a smart man, you're gonna do that. Cause you don't know when it's gonna come back around, bro. Feel me, bro? Yeah, so what? But I seen, like, that he was planning on derailing that fight from happening. AKA meaning he's gonna try his best to keep, because he wants that fight as well, I'm sure. So he's gonna try to go with that fight still, so he can try to win and he get that payday. Because he knows if he gets that WBC belt, Canelo's gonna go after it. But I mean, depending what it is, sometimes like the Mayweather eras, the Oscar eras. The world was at their feet. They decide if they wanted to fight somebody, everybody would fight him because they know what comes with it. Like, as long as you don't get beat up too bad, and take a normal L, a la Mayweather, he could have knocked guys out uh, at the welterweight division most of the time. Victor Ortiz don't count, even though he knocked him out, but still don't count. Now, Canelo's messing dudes up. He's beating dudes up. He's dropping them nasty. So as long as you don't take a crazy beating, a lot of fans will pass a L. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see. I I think Canelo would still do not easy work, but he might knock him out, but he might just outbox him. But the way he's been getting these guys out of there, dang. Especially because Caleb Plant was tricky. He tried to use that Mayweather blueprint, but you saw how that ended. So it's like this dude at cruiserweight, he don't have the movement and he's a come forward. You know what I mean? Man, we get lit up. Lit up, Rasa, for real. It could possibly for sure be a KO. And imagine like, man, that's crazy. Five weight division champ. If Canelo were to beat that dude from in May, if I'm not mistaken, he would be like the first one, you know, because Marquez, the hater, I think he's a hater. You know what I mean? But whatever, him and Canelo have their beef, but said he will never be the greatest. Well, like, how can you say that when the homie's career it still has time? So he has time to do even greater things. But 5 division world champ if he's a win. There hasn't been a Mexican from Mexico. Because I mean, you have Mexican American, but Mexican, a Mexican native from Mexico to be a 5 division champ and to be the first Mexican to win a cruiserweight belt. He stamped the history. Both show. So man, like he that's what I see. Like a lot of fighters are complaining that they ain't getting certain fights or whatever. All right, if you're not getting those fights, move to another division and make yours. Like Canelo's doing. I only see him doing that. From 54, 60, 60 to 68, 68 to 75, now to 200. 200. 200 pounds. And this is the guy that started at like 147. 147. Now fighting at 200 pounds. Obviously, he's not going to weigh that. But he's still going to go up there and fight. Like, who's the other fighter that's doing that? Nobody. And they're saying that oh, he's cherry picking. How? So how come Andrade ain't moving up to 68? Not even 68, one division up. 75. No, say they got 200 pounds. What? So I don't understand that logic that some boxing trainers have, some fans. But it's always the hater fans. It's always the fans that don't like that fighter. You know what I mean? So I get it. You know what I mean? They expect way more. They expect him to go to heavyweight and knock a guy out. But even then, they will say something. So you just can't win. You know what I mean? Um, like Canelo said, he can do. He paid. He can do what he wants. He paid his dues. Not a lot of fighters have not paid their dues. Like they're just waiting around, trying to get a payday, payday. Where the money at? But they don't want to put in that work, bro. And Canelo's like, nah, bro, I ain't having that. Y'all gotta earn this thing now. So I'm gonna come and do my thing over here. Keep making history. Y'all ain't making history. I am. You know, because I want to be great, considered great. And that's what he's doing. You can't say nothing because he's been paying his dues since he was like 20 years old. Like some of these guys are old as shit, bro. Other than like Benavidez, that he's like 24. He still has time, so that's why he's not really worried. He knows he's gonna end up fighting Canelo. I didn't get that whole I ain't fighting Mexican thing, but I feel him on that, you know, cause when they fight, when Mexicans fight, you know, like I'm like, man, one of my boxers gotta lose, but it is what it is. Like most of the time, that's who's gonna come to fight. Cause a lot of other fighters, you know, I ain't saying all Mexican fighters are down to broadly, cause they're not. You know, we have the boxers too, but the other nationalities, it can be whatever color. Some are about that action, but some of them aren't. Like a lot of the boxers want that Canelo fight because they're like, yeah, I'll box him, but bro, no one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. We want to see your ass get knocked out for trying to box. But I get it. That's your way to win. You feel me? So I can't hate, but nah, we don't want to see no boring ass fight. We want to see fighters that come to brawl, man. We want to see a show, especially if we're paying for it. Shit. So like a lot of the boxers like, yeah, like I'm gonna go stink up that party. Like, nah, bro, stay your ass over there, stinky ass. No one see that boxing shit, the movie shit. Like, nah, you know. If you want to be that, stay in the amateurs, bro. In the pro prize fighting, we want to see action. We want to see all that, and not and it is what it is. They might be like, oh, well, you ain't in there. All right then, so why are you in the fight game? A prize fighter, that's what he's a prize fighter. He's fighting to give entertainment because they're entertainers. If you want to be a all defensive, hit not get hit, then you know do you, but don't be crying when no one wants to see you fight because who wants to see that? You know what I mean? Like there is fans, but I mean, yeah, I'm not one of them fans. I want to see who's the baddest. You feel me? Mike Tyson style. Who's the baddest? Who's gonna get knocked out first? Who can't get knocked out? Who's with the shits? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I was just seeing like mixed reviews, but I'm like, yo, that's crazy. If he beats that cruiserweight, crazy, dope, crazy dope. Cause you know, for Canelo being Mexican, bro, like that puts Mexican boxing at the top. You know, that makes us fans feel dope that we have fighters. You know, at the top, and he's gonna entertain. Like I don't get why Canelo gets a lot of hate, but as you see, he don't. Cause I mean, you can have haters go to your fights, but why would you be a hater? Why would you be a hater and go watch a boxer you don't like? So I don't get why people say that a lot of Mexicans hate Canelo because he get a lot of love, man. He gets a lot of love, and people watch his fights. So I don't know why they like to say that, and because every Mexican I know, bruh, loves Canelo. Like we're all fans of him. You know what I mean? Like I'm a big fan. Uh, and like he's been carrying Mexican boxing for like a fat minute. So like, as other guys, you know what I mean, as other fighters, but not the way he's been doing it, bro. Like he just been going at it, back to back champions, been fading them, knocking them out, and that's dope. Uh, but yeah, like I hope that fight, the cruiserweight fight, gets made. Cause I want to see him knock out a cruiserweight. That would be freaking crazy. I would like to see him fight a lot of fighters. You feel me? Like Benavides, but I think Benavides is still too green for Canelo. Like they feel they're ready, but it's like Canelo when he thought he was ready for Mayweather. He wasn't ready. And if he was ready, that way he was at was no good. But I mean, they're the ones that said it, so they have to live with that. But whatever, like he went through that, and now he's at where he's at. But I don't think Benavides is ready. Charlo, I like the Charlos, you know what I mean, and I like the 160 Charlo, but he ain't at that level. He'll Canelo smokes that, bruh. Easy. That's easy work. A lot of people like boxing people, insiders, coaches, they say that, oh, he's the one to causing problems. I mean, maybe because of the power, but nah. I think that, probably not easy work, but Canelo gets him out of there. Cause Charlie's gonna be there to Brian. Yeah. Like I don't see that ending good. Andrade, another one they say that he's been ducking, but bruh, when you're at the level the Oscars, the Mayweathers, the Canelos, like you kind of decide like your best options. And he's a champ, don't get me wrong. If I was Canelo, I would have took that fight. Cause another one. He's awkward fighter. Awkward fighters get knocked out. They do weird movements. Andrade, he does like awkward moves, and that might be like the thing that fans or boxing people be like, oh, well, that's the thing. Like awkward fighters give him problems, but you just seen what he did. Billy Joe Saunders, he's an awkward fighter. Lara, Lara was on his bike and he expected to win. Like, nah, like bro, those runners. But Andrade, I feel like he would stand. He won't stand, but he would be there. Try to get his lick in. But I see that as a knockout too. Like Canelo's just at a high level. Like he's at a high level. Those guys ain't have nothing. The guys he needs to be fighting is cruiserweights that pose a bigger threat. Light heavyweight 68. But you already seen what he did at 68. He cleaned that thing. He cleaned that place out. He still has Benavides. But Benavides is going to end up getting that fight. Charlo's going to end up getting that fight. Let's hope. But, I mean, they have not done nothing to get that fight. They just think by, oh, well, me being a champ or me wanting that fight, I'm going to get it. Nah, like, you need to beat someone that pose a threat, and then maybe you'll get the fight. Yeah, you're gonna say, who did Fielding? Who did? What did Fielding do to deserve the fight? He was at 60, went up. He was testing the waters. So, like he doing at Cruiserweight. So you can't say, what did he do? He went up. All these fighters that have been mentioned, they have not done nothing like that. Only from the ones that were like at 54 and came to 160, but that's it. Like they don't even try to unify with themselves. Like when Canelo went to 60, he at least unified with Golovkin and then went to 68 and became undisputed. So don't come at me with that. Like the thing is, Canelo's gonna continue to do great things. And damn, I believe he might end up fighting a heavyweight. Roy Jones Stilo. So we're just gonna have to wait and find out what goes down. And if hopefully if he don't stay at cruiserweight, which I don't think he will, he comes back down to 75 at least. Let the best out of 168, hopefully he can get a crack at Canelo at some time, but let it clear out again, someone become the best, and then challenge him. That's someone Canelo will fight. Someone that cleaned out the division too. So all right, you cleaned it out, all right. Think you're a threat? Let's see, prove it. And he might try to clean out 175. Who knows? We're gonna see. Like no one knows, only they know. But by what I'm trying to get at is he's doing great things. No one else is doing that. If it was so easy, how come nobody else is doing it? Some fighters are doing it in the lower divisions, but not no one in the higher divisions, which is harder. So that's why I don't understand. If it's so easy, how come they're not doing it? And I see, some boxers hating on it. Oh, he's running. How? If he beats Benavidez, oh, he's too young, too inexperienced. Not a win-win situation for Canelo. Charlo, he just came up because he's gonna need them to come up. He ain't meeting them nowhere. So don't even try to be like, oh, let's meet somewhere. Nah, you want the fight? Cut him my way. I dictate the terms. If you don't like it, quit looking for me. Make your own legacy. You feel me? That's what I understand. Especially for the Mexican fighters, since they have the fan base. A lot of non-Mexican fighters, like they be bitching about, oh, he don't want to fight me, bruh. Get your fan base up. Then they'll fight you, bruh. No one wants to fight no one that you can't sell 10 tickets, bruh. Like, what the hell? Like, get your fan base up, bruh. Then maybe you can get a fight. But I just see a lot of non-Mexican fighters complain that they can't get fights with certain fighters or Mexican fighters because they know a lot of Mexican fighters have fan bases, built-in fan bases. So it's the one that has the one that is the ticket seller is the one that's gonna be dictating the terms. So all these fighters need to understand, if you're trying to fight a popular fighter, you need to bring something to the table. If not, what do you bring to a table other than only gaining from fighting me? So Benavidez, if Canelo were to fight him and beat him, and he is a threat, trust me, because he has fast hands, he's tall, reach, combination, and has some power. But too inexperienced, man. I think he's too inexperienced. Charlo hasn't fought anybody of note. So, if he beats him, he was supposed to beat him. Okay, so that's why he's up in cruiserweight. That's why he's up at cruiserweight fighting bigger guys. It don't like it sucks that you don't know him or whatever, but I mean it is what it is. At least he's fighting more dangerous fighters. These fighters can knock him out with one punch faster because they're bigger. So I just don't get it. I just don't get it why he gets so much stuff. But that's just what it is. Like once you're at the top, how they say it's lonely at the top because you're gonna have supporters obviously, but you're gonna have a lot of haters, and that's what it is. You can never do nothing because there's always someone gonna be saying something like, and it's cool, but it is what it is. Like Canelo's just doing great things, no other fighters doing. So if you hate on that, like a lot of channels out here, but they're hating because they ain't fighting their favorite fighters. Canelo ain't giving them a chance because they don't like to see a Mexican at the top, man. Know what I mean? That's how I see it. Like, not everybody's cool with that, but it is what it is. Cause guess what? He fading all these people out. He's knocking them out. He's winning. So hate all you want. You can't stop that Mexican, bro. At least not right now. So I don't see anybody, unless it's like a heavyweight or something like that. So I mean, maybe that might be the only way, but I mean that's still a disadvantage. So that wouldn't even count. That wouldn't even do nothing to him, because he was still trying to be great and trying to, get bigger challenges. So if you're a hater for that, like you just sad, cause what is it? But yeah, that's my video. That's my video for that. The cruiserweight, all over the place, but I don't give a damn, bruh. Like I'm just gonna say what's on my mind and how I think of it, and that's just my point of view, my opinion. But you know what I mean? I have not made a video in Spanish, but I will be trying to make some. So for all my raza out there that don't speak English, you know what I'm saying? Les voy a hacer unos videos en español. Hay prontón, and ahí estamos. Tony Bucks, Temaboxeo. Suscríbanse, subscribe, comenten, comment, y denle like, give your boy a like, bruh. And that's it for today. We out in this.